Hey guys, Ray S with PhoneArena here, doing a video comparison between the Samsung Galaxy S3 and the Sony Xperia S, which are the two flagship models of these companies right now. And by the looks of it, it's gonna be a pretty interesting comparison because they both pack some pretty cool features inside, but at the same time they have quite different approaches towards pretty much everything. So let's get right to it. Right from the start, it's easily visible that the two handsets have very different design languages. On one hand, we have the Galaxy S3 here, which is considerably thinner than the Xperia S. And at the same time, it has these rounded corners and actually the whole device is quite rounded. It's inspired by the shape of pebbles and it feels pretty decently when held in the hand. Meanwhile, the Xperia S also has this curved backside here, but it also has these quite sharp edges all around, which don't really improve the comfort when working with the phone. The differences between two handsets when it comes to the materials that were used are also quite substantial. First, with the Galaxy S3 we have this glossy type of plastic, and on the other hand with the Xperia S we have this matte finish here. The drawback of the Galaxy S3's design is that it attracts a lot of fingerprints. And however, while this is not present with the Xperia S, we did found it to be quite easy to get this handset dirty, especially with this white variant here. Both devices have incredible displays. The Galaxy S3 features a 4.8-inch screen with HD resolution and HD Super AMOLED technology. On the other hand, we have the Xperia S here with its 4.3-inch screen, again with HD resolution and LCD TFT technology. Even though both handsets are incredibly detailed thanks to their HD resolutions, the fact that the Xperia S has a smaller screen means that it also has the higher pixel density. When it comes to contrast and color saturation, the Galaxy S3 has a slight advantage thanks to the Super AMOLED technology, but if you're viewing photos, for example, the Sony Xperia S here can take advantage of the Mobile Bravia engine, which oversaturates the photos a bit, makes them a bit sharper, so overall you're getting pretty much the same or very comparable photo quality. It also goes without saying that since it's using LCD technology, the Xperia S is capable of delivering the more true-to-life color temperature, and it's also the brighter screen, especially when you take both handsets outside under the bright sunlight. The Xperia S remains much more visible. The Galaxy S3 is running the latest version of the operating system, which is Android 4 Ice Cream Sandwich. On the other hand, the Sony Xperia S here is still running Android Gingerbread, but is awaiting its update to Ice Cream Sandwich as well. Obviously, the two handsets have quite different user interfaces. On the Galaxy S3 we have Touch with Nature UX, and on the Sony Xperia S we have Sony's user experience. But even though they look a bit different, both of these have the same core concepts behind them. You do have widgets on the two interfaces. On both you can place icons and shortcuts and such kind of stuff, and you have multiple home screen pages, so it's pretty much the identical philosophy with the two devices. They just look a bit different. We do like the looks of both of these interfaces. Samsung managed to bring its user experience up to par with this latest version of its UI. Sony's, on the other hand, has a bit more fancy tricks up its sleeve, like for example when you're moving widgets you can see this pretty cool wobbling effect that appears This is not present with Samsung's UI. But as you can see, it runs much more smoothly, and this is mostly thanks to the ice cream sandwich platform. So we do hope that when the Xperia S gets its update, it's gonna be pretty close in terms of performance to what we are seeing here on the Galaxy S3. In terms of the on-screen QWERTY keyboards, when in portrait mode, we found that the keyboard of the Galaxy S3 is much more comfortable to type with, probably due to the bigger screen. But when in landscape mode, we think that there almost isn't any difference between the typing experiences on both of these handsets, as their keys are pretty much of almost the same size. As you can see, the Galaxy S3 performs much better with its Samsung enhanced ice cream sandwich browser compared to the gingerbread powered browser of the Xperia S, which is much more choppier compared to what we have here. The same goes for other navigational gestures like multi-touch zooming. As you can see, the frame rate is much lower here on the Xperia S, but the browser was vastly improved with Ice Cream Sandwich, so this is yet another feature that we hope will be fixed when the Xperia S gets its update soon. Naturally, both devices support the Adobe Flash Player plugin, but all in all, until the Xperia S gets its update, the Galaxy S3 will remain the ultimate winner in this category. We do like the camera interface of the Samsung Galaxy S3 a bit more because it's somewhat easier to use compared to what we have with the Xperia S. Some of the icons here in the Xperia S are not really easy to understand, and the additional settings are hidden within this menu here, so you have to push the menu button and then you get this screen and this page here, so it's not really intuitive, whereas with the Galaxy S3 it's everything right here, so you don't have to search for a particular setting. However, when it comes to the actual photo quality, we like the images of the Xperia S a bit more because its 12 megapixel camera manages to capture a bit more detail, and it also makes colors a bit livelier, so overall it takes slightly better photos. On the other hand, the 1080p video of the Galaxy S3 is much better because it's much more detailed and the sound alongside it is clearer. Both handsets have very good music players, although the one of the Xperia S is a bit fancier. Here is a screen where you can choose your music. It's pretty cool. Here's the regular options here for choosing, for filtering the content by artists, albums, and so on. With the Galaxy S3, it's more of a traditional approach with these tabs here located at the upper side of the screen, but it does have an exclusive feature of its own in the form of music player, which allows you to pick the music that you want to listen to based on your mood. So pretty much very solid offerings with both handsets. When it comes to the music player though, the Galaxy S3 has a much fancier video player. As you can see, it gives you these animated thumbnails of your videos, whereas with the Sony Xperia S you just have to rely on the standard gingerbread gallery. Of course, you can always install a fancier video player from Google Play. In terms of phone call quality, both handsets are very good. They both have very capable earpieces and microphones, as well as noise cancellation technologies. When it comes to their loudspeakers, however, the Xperia S managed to perform slightly louder. Right now, it's perfectly clear that the Galaxy S3 has the upper hand in this fight, mainly because of its ice cream sandwich platform, which allows it to be much more fluid and to perform much better in some of the core applications compared to the Xperia S. At the same time though, the Xperia S does have the more capable camera, and it's also not too far behind in terms of the custom user interface. However, Sony just has to update this handset to Android 4 before we can say that it's a worthy opponent to the Galaxy S3. This was Ray with a comparison between the Galaxy S3 and the Sony Xperia S. If you'd like to learn more details about these handsets, please visit us at PhoneArena.com. Thanks for watching.